Hey guys, BassGeek here, and today we're going to do another unboxing. I am feeling better, a little better all the time, but this time it's the Halloween sale from Land Big Fish. All right, so this was the Land Big Fish Halloween. They got 15% off. Got a couple of other things on sale up to 50% off. And I want to cover some of this stuff with you. A lot of this stuff is going to be mid-fall to late fall applications. And let's jump right in and get started on what I picked up from Land Big Fish. As always, there will be links in the description to all of this gear. So the very first thing I want to start off with, let's start off. I haven't tried any of these yet. I know a lot of you guys might have, but I don't throw. There's not a lot of grass, not a lot of dirty water that I'm fishing. So I don't throw these a lot, but I have heard these work a little better around wood, so brush and that sort of thing. So I want to check that out and see what happens. But that is the Strike King Thunder Cricket. I picked up a couple of different colors, kind of your standard colors, and in two sizes, your standard sizes, 3/8, 1/2. So the colors that I picked up are the black and blue. Now, this one, they didn't have a good white or available in the 3/8 ounce. So I just got a good white in the 1/2 ounce, and I'll pick up a white later on. That's probably going to be really my go-to color right there. This is the bluegill color, 3/8, 1/2 ounce there also. So I always pick up some panfish colors, a couple of different colors, because there's some ponds and some lakes that don't have shad in them where I live. This is the blue crawl, so it's basically got a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, good natural color. And last but not least, of course, you got to have a green pumpkin to throw in there. That's going to cover really about all the colors you need. Maybe, like I said, that other white and 3/8, maybe a white and chartreuse in there somewhere. So can't wait to get out and throw those, see what those are like. I've heard a lot of good things about them. But let's move on to some power fishing. One of the things you could target, especially in a couple of the lakes that I fish that don't have gizzard shad or don't have a real big supply of gizzard shad, they're a little more on just the thread fin, is that a lot of those smallmouth and even the largemouth will chase those real small bait fish this time of year. So one of the things when it comes to lipless that I've discovered can work extremely well is going down to that 1/4 ounce and throwing it up there real shallow and letting it fall. Now, I was running really low on some of my 1/4 ounces. So I've doubled up on each one of these. These are the Strike King Red Eye Shad. This is the orange crawl. I know it says orange, but it looks red to me. So, you guys be the judge of that one. Like I said, I've got 2 of each. These are the chrome black back. The one color that I couldn't find was chrome blue back. They were apparently sold out of those. I think this is called the chili crawl. It is. And of course, you're never going to go wrong with the sexy shad. And then the backup color to that, and what I actually think is a better color, especially around smallmouth, is the chartreuse shad. The biggest reason why I like this color around chartreuse shad is because it's got a little bit of like that iridescent purple to it. So anytime you can get like a purple and a chartreuse together around smallmouth, it can be money. Again, you got to remember they're chasing those smaller bait fish, so that smaller profile sometimes can get the job done, where those bigger lipless won't do the job. This is good old Tennessee shad. This is a 2.0 Tennessee shad. I'm a little more, it's close. It's maybe a little better paint job than the old school Tennessee shad. This is smoky chrome blueback. So you know, couldn't find the straight chrome blueback. So this is kind of like that. It's a little more transparent, I guess. Well, maybe not, I'm not sure. But anyway, so we'll see how that one does. I like the straight up chrome on. This color is a good natural color. This is Gizzard Shad. And last but not least, again, a good color for smallmouth. Lots of chartreuse in it. Chartreuse bait fish. Love that color right there. So again, the reason why I like these is because they're small profile. You can put them out there. They still have a great fall. But sometimes that 1/4 ounce, especially around brush or lay down, you can take it, throw it out there and work it back nice and slow. They'll come up out of those wood piles and really smash that size of bait. All right, now let's move on to a couple other things that I picked up that, you know, never really heard anybody talk about this particular bait. So really during the summertime, one of my favorite crankbaits, and you know, they're relatively cheap, is the XD series by Strike King, or just their regular series like 6, Series 5. Those crankbaits really are great summer baits, but they've got a real wide wobble, real loud, a lot of movement, a lot of, roll, vibration, water disbursement. And so they work real well in the summer when the fish are active, when the bass are active. But as we get into, the fall and the winter, you really want that flat side. That's really when baits like, the Shad wrap start to shine, the DT series start to shine, the Little Johns start to shine, because they're flat-sided and they're nice tight wiggles. Now, of course, wiggle warts and rock crawlers all play a big role in wintertime fishing, and they're the exact opposite. But again, a lot of times you have to take in the conditions of the day. A little more overcast, a little more chop on the water, that sort of stuff. But this bait is one that you don't really hear a lot of people talk about, and I have to give a shout out to my bass munitions guy, Mr. Richard Casey. He's been a big fan of the flat sides by Strike King. And it's a bait that I've never fished, but I've seen him fish it. I've seen him catch fish on them. And so what I decided to do is pick up some of the 1.5s. They dive to 8 feet deep. Now, I didn't pick up doubles in these. I just kind of picked up a wide array of colors. So a wide range of colors. And just to test. That's kind of the way I do things. And, guys, forgive me for the unboxing videos. Like I said, I'm still, as you can tell, the lungs are still a little, here and there. But the thing I will say is that when you're quarantined, all you got time to do is sit around and look at fishing stuff. And so, I've been ordering a ton of stuff. Hopefully, we'll be fishing here really soon, so bear with me. But when we go, these are going to be some baits that I actually try out. And this is kind of how I do things when I decide I want to see about a bait. If I'm going to learn about a bait, I'll kind of buy a lot of different colors so that when I do go out on the water, I feel like I've got the color to match the watercolor and the time of day and all the conditions, right? You want to match the conditions of the day. So we've got a bunch of these. Let me go ahead and stop talking about them and show them to you. So number one, this is one of my favorite little baits. Favorite little colors. I've caught a ton of fish on this color. Again, this is the Strike King KVD flat side. So it dives to 8 feet. And that is the neon bluegill. I've caught a ton of fish on that color on a lot of their other baits. This, of course, is their Sexy Shad. Again, these dive down to about 8 feet. That's what I like about them, is that they're kind of that mid-depth diver. That's a Tennessee Shad. That'll be one that I have tied on almost no matter where I go. That Tennessee Shad right there, it's just so hard to beat that color. Now, this is Blue Gizzard Shad. This is another great color for clear water. What's great about it is it's very translucent. That is clear water minnow. This is a great color when you got a little bit of overcast, a little bit of stain, a little bit of chop maybe. Something that's going to keep it down. This is called apple shad. And around the smallmouth, that color right there, I just couldn't stand to not pick that up. That is a crazy looking color, but around the smallmouth, that just may be something that they haven't seen. Now here's a great color in the fall, and that is the Phantom Watermelon Red. Everybody knows I'm a watermelon red guy. This is another Tennessee shad. Oh, I guess I did pick up 2 of those. Well, can't have enough Tennessee shad, I'll tell you. Always got to have the chartreuse blackback, or the blackback chartreuse, however you want to say that. This is the Sizzle, and it's kind of a Tennessee shad color. It's got a little bit of blue. Really like this color too, like the white. It's really just kind of got that green, that gold on the side, just transitions into the white. Good looking color, really good looking natural color, the Sizzle. This is another green gizzard shad, very translucent color. Looks a lot like the clear water minnow. And last but not least, as always, like I said before, that's chartreuse shad. You know, it's got that purple iridescent to it, that kind of purple or blue glimmer. And then it's got that chartreuse line down the side. That is a tremendous color when you're fishing around smallmouth. All right, now let's move on to something that you guys may not have seen. You think about this a whole lot during the summertime, if you're a ledge guy or you're a deep water guy, but a lot of you kind of forget about it when it can be really at its best, and that's during the fall. And that is a scrounger type head. Now, this isn't quite the scrounger type heads. This is fish head. This is the fish head dude. It's slightly different than any of the scroungers that I've really seen before. I've been hearing good things about it. But this fish head dude, the head is actually like a true swim bait head. So it's got the eyes on it. It's got some really great paint jobs. Now this is the 3/8 ounce, and I'm telling you, this is a little heavier than what I like to throw during the, and I picked up 2 packs of each, of course, because they're only 2 packs. A little heavier than what I like to throw. And a lot of times, the way I like to throw these is when they're pushing shad up onto a point or a flat. And the size I like to use, I'll show you in just a second. Now, here's a 1/4 ounce. I will throw a 1/4 ounce at times. I do like the 1/4 ounce. And again, just some really good paint jobs on the head. So the fish head dude, like I said, I've been seeing a lot about those. So I'm really interested in seeing how those work compared to some of the others that I have, like the Picassos, like the scrounger head, you know, just a bunch of different ones out here. Now this is where I start getting into the sizes that I like to throw this time of year. And I love to throw flukes on these, especially, or kind of like from Bass Munitions, and I'll put them down there. I can't, for whatever reason, I can't remember the name of them to save my life right now. I think they're the stealth shad, but they're the real little, like the Demiki style baits, the drop style baits. I love to throw these on those, the fish heads. Now these have, you know, some pretty small hooks, but basically when I'm throwing this, I'm throwing some sort of fluke style bait. The smaller ones, the better. And this is the 3/16. Really small, guys, really, really small. You can get away with throwing like a 2.8 style rib swim bait or a 3.3 on those. But I'll just tell you, the tail action is very erratic. It's kind of like throwing a swim bait on a chatterbait or a thunder cricket. You know, you lose the tail action, the swimming action, truthfully. This is kind of one of my go-tos. This is the 1/8. ounce. And of course, again, I picked up 2 of those. And the colors, I think I pretty much picked up the same color, like the smoke shad, I believe is what the color of the head is. Yeah, the smoking shad across the board. It just kind of fits with anything that you want to put on there. It's kind of got that black back, silver side, you know, kind of basic bait fish look to it. But that is something that when you see them out there breaking, when they're popping, especially those small baits, this has got some great vibration to it. And so a scrounger type head is a good thing to throw when you see bait popping, but there's no bass really breaking the water. Okay, so on to the next. These things set me back a penny or two, and I thought I had more of them than what I do, and that's the reason why I kind of put this order in, was because I was running super low on some of my favorite colors of these. Now, I love the Megabass 110s, but you'll see most of the time I'm going to throw the 110+1. That's really my go-to, and the reason why is because I fish such highland reservoirs. I want that little bit of extra depth, be able to contour that bank or that bluff a little bit better with the 110+1s. Now I've got a bunch of the 110+2s, which I also like, but it seems like with a lot of the lakes that I fish, these have been the most successful for me. So, and they are a pretty penny, let me tell you. But I'm a big fan. Really, my 2 favorite jerk baits are really the Shadow Wrap by Rapala and these right here. I mean, 90% of the time I've got both of these tied on this time of year. And I'll show you one of the colors that I use a whole lot. This color right here, very translucent, kind of a bone, I can't, oh, there it is. GP Stain Reaction. So it's kind of a pearlish color, really good looking color, translucent in the middle, pearl back, pearl belly. I like that. This is I believe this is their HT ETO Wasagi. It's got a purplish tail on it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a nice gold back, silver side, translucent toward that lateral line and lower. This, of course, is the French Pearl OB, and it is very French Pearl, kind of got that blue glimmer iridescence. It's got a little bit of chartreuse on the belly, so I really like that color, especially around those smallmouth. Now this is something new. This is like their flat line, so they're not very shiny. Even the bill has some sort of weird kind of haze to it. It's really interesting, and this is a great color. It's kind of a translucent Tennessee shad. You know, it goes back to, that's the matte shad. And that's what they've got a few colors out called the matte series. They're just kind of very flat colors, not a lot of shine. This is another good color right here. The GP Skeleton Tennessee, got that nice blue back, clear body, and sort of that silverish white belly. And you know, you can't go wrong when you're around smallmouth. This is the good old, and I always pronounce it wrong, Elegy Bone, Elegy, I don't remember. Anyway, however you say it, we all know this color, and we all know it very well. Great color around those smallmouth, and a great color during the fall and the winter. I love to throw a jerkbait. I love to throw a jerkbait, and those are some of my favorite to throw. All right, so now I picked up 2 reels. Let me show them to you. So the very first reel that I picked up was the 13 Concept Z. This is on sale on Land Big Fish now for 50% off. So if you're a fan, go check them out. I've never used one. Got a couple of 13 stickers. But I am very interested in, you know, putting it through its paces. But this is a 7-3-1. We're going to match these up with some of the new reel rods that we got. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. 7-3-1. You know, these have 0 ball bearings. So they're all, you know, Concept 0 bearing technology. But, you know, pretty neat. So I cannot wait to cast and feel what this feels like. You guys tell me if there's anything I should know about that reel before I start using it. And next, so you've seen me buy the SLX. I don't remember if it was the last video or the video before that. Anyway, so this is, you know, that's kind of the $100, like the low version SLX. So I decided to jump up for 15% off. I know it's not a huge amount off, but I decided to go ahead and pick me up an SLX DC. So I am really excited about this. I have never tried or owned one of the DC reels from Shimano, so I want to give this a try. Again, we're going to pair it up with some of the rods out of that last video, so we'll see how it operates. This is a 7-2-1. And like I said, I mean, it's a good looking reel. I know nothing about the DC stuff, but 7-2, really good looking reel, like the black and blue. Smooth spool. It's got a place to tie your line. So I'm really interested in how this works. So again, any tips you guys that have owned them that I should know about? Don't know what kind of rod I'm going to put these two on yet, or what I'm going to really use them for. Tell me how you're using yours in the comment section below. So if you've got a Concept Z, or you've got a Shimano DC, you know, SLX DC, let me know. This is the 150HG, by the way. So let me know how you guys are using them, what you're using them for, what techniques primarily. And that's it. So pretty big order here. Hit a lot of hard baits, which means it was very expensive. But guys, make sure you go check out Land Big Fish. I'm in no way affiliated with them, but they're a pretty good, and they have a lot of sales. I mean, they had a Halloween sale, for God's sake. You didn't see some of the other places doing that. Even though it was only 15% off, like I said, got 50% off of this. They've always got some good sales. So I'm always keeping an eye out on them. All right, that is pretty much it. If you've got any questions about any of these products, put them down in the comment section below. As always, guys, you know I love to talk about fishing with you, and as you can tell, I am feeling much better if I can just get a little bit of this loan stuff to finally finish itself out. As I said, I will be good to go. But like we always say, like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you guys ring that bell, and hopefully we're going to start pumping out a bunch more videos very soon. Be patient with me. We're, you know, here where I'm at, it's already starting to taper off and get cold, even though the fall bite should still be on pretty well. All that being said, like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. I know I just said that twice, and again, I'm still rusty. But as always, you guys rock.